Thank you so much to those magnificent musicians. They traveled all the way from Merrimack, New Hampshire to join Steve for that beautiful Mozart quintet. And now he will be joined by the wonderful group that you've heard before, the saxophone quartet, that you've loved so much, and you'll hear the Gershwin and the Bernstein that you love to hear, and other pieces. So I just wanted to add a few things, which is to tell you that although we said it's all about our birthdays, we are turning 75 this year. But it really was to celebrate that our grandchildren and our children are all here. And you know how unusual that is, that they've come from Brisbane, Australia, where so many of you have been. And you just saw Harriet up here. She's now 9 years old. And she wrote a little piece to welcome you here, and she wanted me to let you know that she wrote it. So she is most dear, hospitable, and so close to my heart, just as all your grandchildren are to you and your great-grandchildren. And I'm so thrilled to see everyone here. So just before the saxophone quartet starts to play, I have to tell you that so many people have asked us, and all of you, how did you ever meet? How did you get together? And it's always a weird story, How did that happen? Well, I say, in the old days, when there were all-female colleges and all-male colleges, it was very hard to have a social life. And I went to a women's college, and so did Steve's cousins. And I had no social life in college, although I had one in high school. And after 2 years of nothingness, his cousins came up to me and said, our cousin's coming down on what they called a road trip. Would you like to meet him? And I said, tell me about him. And they said, well, he's a music major. And he's funny. And, I thought to myself, what have I got to lose? I haven't met anybody. So I agreed that I would go out with him. And I was going to school in upstate New York. And so we went to the races. I had never been to the races. And he placed 3 $2 bets. And then I thought, oh, he's got money. And we didn't win, but that was okay. And then we went to a bar because you could drink when you were 18 in New York. And I thought, okay, he's got more money. So one thing led to another, and he was a guy, first guy I've met in 3 years. I'll marry him. And I've always loved music. That's good. But, is that a living? So he told me he had always wanted to be a dentist. That's better. So that's how it all started. First guy I met, I'll marry him. But we got very lucky because we had some very talented children who were all interested in the arts, very bright, very interesting, very kind, nice people, as it turned out. And so I have no complaints. It's been a good life.
Good.
And so I'm very fortunate. And my biggest joy, I have to say, is having moved here. Because even though I worked here for 15 years as a hospice volunteer before I moved here, I didn't know all the people who lived here. I really only worked with the people at the end of life. But I got to know so many wonderful people living here. And I feel such joy in knowing my Orchard Cove family. and Steve does too. We really feel like we've fallen into a vat of chocolate living here. We're so fortunate because everybody here is so bright. And I am so grateful to all of you. I felt like he'll learn to like it. He was a good camper, but really he loves it. And we're so grateful to all of you on so many levels. And I know that you'll enjoy the rest of the program, and then you'll join us for old-fashioned treats, ice cream that we used to eat when we were kids, and penny candy after the show. So.
You're going to read what she wrote?
Oh, Harriet wrote, "Welcome to the residents of Orchard Cove. We are so excited to see you all and hear this piece of music. A warm welcome to those family and friends who are joining us. We hope you all enjoy it today." Oh, Ellen, Stephen's sister, has.
I'm Steve's sister. Some of you have met me. I figure since I've known him longer than anybody here, I get to do one or two sentences. And it feels like I've known Roberta as long too. All I want to say is that I've been listening to my brother play the clarinet for, I guess by my calculation, about 67 years. And I never get tired of it. So enjoy.